Welcome to Rap Dish, where we expose the industry and its tricks. I swear to God, my mama, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. That can't make you no money. That's old shit. But in this new shit, listen, this can actually help. There's a banking app called Current with a bunch of useful features. The main one, it lets you access up to $750 before you get your paycheck, if you qualify. Right? With Current, you get 4 features, like paycheck advance, fee-free overdraft, right? The bill card. I swear to God, paycheck advance is my favorite. But if you focus on building credit, or you just want a smoother way to manage your money, this app handles everything. I actually like the app myself. That's why I partner with them. And right now, they giving my supporters $75 to anyone that sign up using this QR code and my link. Just scan it. If you scan this QR code, it'll take you straight to where you can create your account. Just go through the normal setup process. Enter your information. Order your Current card. After you complete those steps, an option gonna pop up. Enter the promo code 607UNC. It unlocks a $75 bonus for free. Again, that's up to $750 early before you get your paycheck, if you qualify, and a chance to get $75 bonus. Stop playing with me. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ooh. I want to talk about Gucci. Before I talk about Gucci, it's about the hurt. Because I'm going to talk about Durk. Oh, Durk. Come on, gang. Come on, gang. Durk. Listen. Let's go back, right? Before we talk about Durk, y'all know Durk got new charges, right? Allegedly, Durk had THF Zoo doing a whole lot of his dirty work while he was incarcerated and before he got incarcerated, and this may be the reason that Zoo was right? And listen, I don't know if this is the reason for Zoo was, but I got a lot of things that I got to address right now, so let's unpack this. I swear to God, my mama, stop playing with me. Durk is about to hurt, right? So everybody know Durk, right? But listen, we gonna go back, right? Before we talk about Durk, we're gonna talk about this, right? We're gonna go back a little bit, right? We're gonna go back and talk about Durk before King Von, right? See, Durk before King Von was a singing Durk, right? He sung, right? He was not more of a, he wasn't a very aggressive type Durk. Listen, I'm not saying Durk not from the trenches, because Durk is definitely from the trenches in Chicago, right? But everybody from the trenches is not a member. This is what I mean, right? You can be a member, right? And a member is like, okay, cool. I'm a member. I know people in the hood, right? But I don't get active. I'm not saying Durk didn't get active, but y'all remember this long time ago when Durk tried to get active. When Durk was supposed to get active, he was at a store, right? With his cousin, right? They pulled up, they his cousin, he ran and left his cousin, right? And since that day, y'all don't know this, but Durk been suffering his heart, right? So Durk had a heart monitor. He tried to blame it on the lean. No, it's the trauma, because y'all don't know what trauma does to the body, right? And Durk was under a lot of trauma. I'm gonna tell you this, gang. Durk, he waited a long time to get in the game, right? You gotta think about it, right? He was trying to really get in the industry. He went all the way to Atlanta, right? He tried to change his style, right? He tried to do everything, right? Nothing was working, right? But when King Von came home, right, things changed, right? Because listen, I don't know if y'all know this, but I can't get deep off into this because this may be another case if I say this. But I'm just gonna say this. He was in jail for a body, right? That body got handled in the streets. Allegedly, somebody got handled, right? And somebody didn't go to court, right? Because somebody got paid off. Maybe it's the thing where they pay off witnesses. I don't know. I'm not saying this because allegedly they paid $75,000 to that victim in Atlanta. Y'all heard the last time I did that, right? But let's talk about this situation. Because when Durk, did his thing, he was doing his thing. But when Vaughn came home, things got done a little differently, right? Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I heard this from official members, right? The animosity inside OTF was there, right? Because everybody had issues, right? Even with like Durk not putting out music correctly, right? Listen, I heard from several people, Mimo 600, a lot of people, that Durk did not put out the music, right? But Vaughn forced Durk to put out the music, right? Basically, like told him, like, yo, put this out. We gotta put this out. He wasn't asking Durk for permission. And allegedly, they let him get away with that. Why Durk let him get away with that? Because allegedly, Durk was scared of Vaughn. Listen, I'm not saying this is what the streets saying. Listen, I don't know. I'm GDBD Vice Lord. I'm Larry David. I don't know who the fuck Durk was scared of. I know his eyes was always buckling like he hit a 20. No, listen, I don't know who he was scared of. But allegedly, he's supposed to be scared of Vaughn, right? But listen, I'm gonna say this. This is how you know that Vaughn was a real demon. Because he started a whole lot of shit. Vaughn single-handedly destroyed OTF. And I'm gonna tell you how he did it, right? Listen, I'm gonna say this. Vaughn, energy that he possessed was low vibrational, right? And Durk didn't possess that low vibrational energy, though he was from the trenches, right? He was a different type of person, right? He was trying to do different type of shit. But when Vaughn latched on to him, it automatically brought Durk down. It made Durk think he a killer. It made Durk think he could drop hits on get down, allegedly, according to the government. But the government be knowing what the f- they be talking about. But I don't know. The case still going. But the case just got more crazier. Because allegedly, well, not allegedly, I'm just going to say it like this. Durk got new charges, right? And listen, and these new charges stems from that was taking place in Chicago, right? Listen, so you got to understand this. He already in LA, and he fighting this that supposed to be for hire of Quando Rondo people, right? But listen, the government is now using a video that they discovered, right? I don't know how they discovered this video that Durk never put out. Allegedly, Durk is running down Quando Rondo and killing him in a video, right? Maybe it was a response to the video. Y'all know when Quando Rondo was Durk in the video, right? Listen, I'm gonna say this. These put too much in the video, right? Stop putting everything in the video. You putting so much stuff in the video, and then the police get the video, you want to act like, oh no, man, it's just a video. No, it's not a video, not to the feds. Because the feds just gotta prove intent, right? So listen, so the feds got this video, right? The feds got this video of Durk allegedly Quando Rondo lookalike. But listen, I'm gonna say this. Quando Rondo did the same thing to Durk. The feds ain't did nothing. Welcome to Rap That Shit, where we expose the industry and its tricks. I swear I got my mama. Stop playing with me. They want Durk masters. Yeah. See, I don't think y'all understand this, right? Durk and NBA Youngboy couldn't be out at the same time. But I'm going to get deep into this case. I'm going to talk about that later, right? Because we're going to talk about Zoo, right? Because a lot of people are suggesting that maybe Zoo hit came from the inside, right? Because Zoo was being watched by the feds, right? Was involved in several other cases that was coming up against Durk, right? And a lot of people knew this, right? And one person that I believe knew this was Durk. Why? Because Durk got the discovery, right? Listen, Durk know more about the case than anybody because his lawyers got discovery. He knows snitching. He knows the names. He know everything, right? So I'm going to tell you this. Maybe Zoo name was where it wasn't supposed to be, right? Because the way Zoo got hit and what Zoo got hit at, listen, it looked like it could be a hit. And listen, allegedly, Durk was paying money that wouldn't slide for Vaughn. So Durk was somebody that he know, right? Allegedly, right? This is what the government is saying. But I know for a fact that Durk is finished. There's no way Durk can come back from this. Durk is hurt. What can Durk do, right? Listen, I'm going to tell y'all why Durk can't come back from this because there's another charge that y'all don't know about and y'all don't understand why the people that Duck have not been sentenced, right? Because y'all don't understand this, right? Durk has been added to that case too. I swear to God, mama. Yeah, Durk has been added to that case as well, right? So now Durk got to fight so many federal cases, right? They don't get him on one, they get him on the other, right? Also Cash, right? They got him for Cash. Listen, why? He made a song about Cash, right? They saying THF Zoo was connected to that. They saying THF Zoo was the one that putting down the in the streets. So it don't feel kind of like off, right? Because like Zoo the one that made a statement, if I die, right, I know I'm gonna go, then take 20 people. And they started hitting people the same day, right? So I don't know. I don't got a lot to say about that. Listen, I just know how the streets work. And the streets work like this, right? You can't get away from them, right? Though Durk tried to get away from the streets, he couldn't get away from the streets because everybody that he knew was in the streets, right? Y'all gotta see what's going on. Y'all gotta see what's really going on with Durk, right? So let me tell y'all exactly what's going on, right? So on this for hire charge in the feds against Quando Rondo, right? The only evidence it looked like they got against that, right, is the fact that he was on that plane, right, with the girl that positioned him on the plane, right, saying that he came to LA after Quando Rondo friend was check on the homicide, allegedly, right? And listen, I'm gonna say this. Vonnie was on that plane, right? The girl was with Vonnie. Vonnie was rumored to be a foreman, right? I don't know. I can't say about that. I haven't seen paperwork that shows that Vonnie was a foreman, but I can just say this. Everybody is turning on Durk, right? Look at OTF Jam. OTF Jam make a statement that said he killed people when he get off the box, right? So this lunatic, right? He also said like he's just like Sammy the Bull, right? But I don't get this part. He said Sammy the Bull didn't drop his address, but he dropped his address and he on a federal monitor, a box. How are you gonna be on the box, gang, and dropping your address like this? Is the police not watching this? Is this a play? Is it a setup? If you trying to send off, I don't know. Y'all gotta be careful in the streets. Because in the streets want to send off. That's what they do. They in the streets, they want to send off. So y'all gotta be fucking careful, right? You gotta be careful. Because if you don't be careful, you be taken out in the streets, gang, right? But here we go. Durk. So TSF Zoo will get murdered in Chicago, right? After he had words with Lil Say Osama, right? He had word for Lil Say Osama, and Lil Say Osama and Durk was clicked, right? Allegedly, right? But y'all don't know this. According to Lil Say Osama, baby mama, he paid $1 million just to come around Durk and to do a song with Durk. So he's never signed to Durk. He was paying Durk for promo, right? Listen, I don't know. That was baby mama said, but just like Sauce Walker, baby mama, a lot of people, baby mama will say just any type of shit, right? So we don't know about that, right? But we do know that Zoonim, THF, allegedly, well, can't say allegedly, because they in that said it. They stole watches from that, right? They took watches from him, and he said, I dealt with, they went back and forth. Y'all remember Zoo saw big money on the internet, telling him he broke. I was gonna say this, right? If they the same camp, why they beefing like that? Why they going back and forth like this, right? And y'all know this, right? This is all I wanna say, right? I don't know if y'all know this, but Durk likes send-offs, right? Maybe, right? You know, listen, I don't know if this gonna, help the authorities, and I don't wanna help the authorities. I just wanna make perfect content, right, for my subscribers. So y'all just look into what I was about to say and then just think what I was about to say and then just say it. Because it all makes sense if you're thinking like that, right? Because we never know, right? But I'm going to say this. Durk is kind of like finished, right? When it comes to his legal team, right, he hired a lot of different attorneys. Y'all know he got the same attorney, that got Thug out of his troubles. But y'all got to remember that Thug didn't get out of his troubles. Thug was found guilty of his troubles, right? Thug got 15 years on layaway, right? Durk couldn't get that lucky, right? Durk will get lucky if he don't get the death penalty. Listen, I won't be sad if Durk gets the death penalty if they kill Durk, because allegedly Durk took a lot of people. Durk have destroyed the trenches, right? His music has destroyed the trenches. The vibration that his music set off has destroyed the trenches. But we still love Durk. But listen, I'm gonna say this. Durk got a lot of problems, gang. And I don't know if he gonna come back from this, right? Because they have picked up several other charges against him, right? And listen, a lot of times, this stuff do not be for free. But I'm gonna tell you what is for free. You could download a free app called Free Cash and play free games, right? When you use my code, right? When you use my code, download this QR code from me, you get a free $10 just for signing up, right? And listen, I know you want to do this. I know y'all sitting around, y'all playing games anyway. Why not play some games and get some money, right? So everybody watching this, download Free Cash now, all right? I know somebody gonna need some cash. Gucci, oh my God. Gucci, you a lie, Gucci. You capping, Gucci. You capping on them people, Gucci. No, listen, everybody watching this, y'all seen that Big 30 got released from custody, right? And everybody on the internet don't understand what's going on, right? Y'all saw documents where the judge said they don't have evidence. What he's saying is we don't have evidence to prove that he's a flight risk, right? Then now listen, so y'all on the internet, y'all don't understand about the law, and y'all don't understand it. So y'all think when one thing happened, then this is what it means. Oh, he's getting out, so this is what it means. Oh, it said no evidence. Listen, so it's a lot of things that y'all don't know about the court system, the process, the way it gotta go. First of all, everybody should get a bond, right? The only reason you will not get a bond if you are figured to be a flight risk, right? It's things that make you a flight risk, right? One thing that make you a flight risk is access to a whole lot of money, right? That's why they said 30 had a deal on the table, access to a whole lot of money. Maybe he can get out of here, right? Maybe he can go run, right? So that's what they was thinking about, right? But 30 broke. 30 ain't got $30. 30 ain't got 30 cents. 30 the broke. You heard what Gucci said, he's a dummy, he's a flunky, he's a junkie. 30 ain't got shit. Don't tell me nothing about Big 30. 30 need to lose some weight. He probably gonna lose some weight. He probably about to lose weight now because he's stressing. He's stressing because he did some flunky ass, right? Listen, I'm gonna say this. Everybody always run to the conclusion and think the government gonna lose. The government never loses. Even when they lose, they win. I'm gonna say this, right? A lot of people know this, and I done made a statement before. I told y'all that Pooh Shiesty Daddy was a snitch. He was a tattletale. He was telling too much, right? And it was documented back in the day by Whack 100 or Jack 100, whatever you want to call him. But he documented, right? This man is a certified snitch, right? Listen, he got released. He got held. Then he got out. Listen, this looking kind of like the only reason why Pooh Shiesty ain't get out because he was on probation. That's what the internet is insinuating. The internet is insinuating that Pooh Shiesty would have came home if he wouldn't have been on probation. Let me tell you how stupid you sound, right? Because let me tell you this, right? They knew he was at the studio, right? The problem is whenever you get a new charge, it don't matter if you're convicted of this charge. Simply just catching a new charge violates your probation, right? It violates your release, right? Simply, that's all you gotta do is be accused of a crime. You don't have to be guilty. You can beat the charge and still do time for the violation. That's what people don't know. You can beat the charge and still do time for the violation, right? So y'all are seeing a lot of people get released, and the internet is going crazy thinking that Gucci is in trouble. I'm gonna say this, Gucci will be in trouble if they don't get found guilty, right? Because two reasons why. He tried to snitch, and his credibility is gone with law enforcement. Yeah, once you give them a bad lead, they ain't coming back for no other lead, right? You can't lead the police astray a whole lot of times, right? But a lot of people don't understand there's things that's going on in 1017 because allegedly 1017 was not a type of label that you want to be with, right? And a lot of people want to really insinuate online that Pooh Shiesty did that for Big Scar, right? Listen, though Big Scar was, well, allegedly did whatever he did, right? But Big Scar, though he was his cousin, but y'all know that Big Scar and Pooh Shiesty, they wasn't getting along, right? They had their differences, right? Nobody in 1017 was really getting along. Everybody had their differences, right? Because Gucci did not run 1017. Everybody think Gucci ran 1017. He didn't. He had A&Rs in place that ran 1017, right? he was hands off with 1017. And a lot of people don't know this game. And one thing I gotta say about 1017, right? The new 1017, or should look at the old 1017. Waka Flocka them. Waka Flocka do not with Gucci. Everybody always said the type of person Gucci was. Gucci is retarded, right? Everybody knew that Gucci was crazy. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Y'all probably don't know this, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? Y'all know that I'm from St. Louis, and I don't know if y'all know Young Lay, right? He's an artist that was signed to T.I. back in the days, right? So I brought him to St. Louis. When I brought him to St. Louis, it was some crazy shit, right? I brought him to St. Louis. I told him, I said, yo, gang, I'm going to my store. I had a store on Halls Ferry. Y'all know what St. Louis, I had a store on Halls Ferry. It was at the little split inside the gas station right there, right? The Phillips 66. I was selling cell phones up in there, right? So I tell this nigga, I said, yo, gang, stay in the car. If you get out the car, make sure you take my keys out the car when you get out the car. He like, bet, I got you, right? So he's sitting in the car. He's sitting in the car, bam. I'm like, all right, boom. I'm doing my little thing. I'm just trying to handle a few business with a couple of customers. He come in and use the bathroom. I'm thinking like, yeah, didn't I know he locked the doors and got the keys with him? Then go back out, come back in and say, the car gone. The f playing on me. I almost that. Now, come on, gang. That had me like, he done got my whole car took, and it's not even Atlanta. He off all kind of mollies. And he just butt naked in the parking lot. I saw my mama, no shirt on. Pants on, but no shirt on, tripping. So he ready to slide and look for shit. I'm like, gang, you tripping. He like, I've been around Gucci. I'm like, what you mean? Then that's when he gets talking about Gucci, right? Listen, he told me this. He said that Gucci would live in the studio, right? It was a studio, wasn't a house. He lived there, and only time he would come out to go to shows and shit, and Gucci would be tripping, thinking cars would follow him and just start shooting out the window, right? So I got my mama. He said this shit happen all the time on regular occasions. Anytime you was with Gucci, prepare that he's gonna shoot out the window, right? But I'm gonna say this, man. Gucci is a legendary artist in Atlanta, right? You gotta think about it. But apples don't fall too far from the tree. Gucci a snitch. He brought out Thug. Thug a snitch, right? It go together. They married. It makes sense. I love it for Atlanta. I'm loving it, right? Like McDonald's, right? How much beef can you get, right? Because listen, this is some real beef, right? This is a real beef. This type of beef that's gonna feed the rap industry for at least a decade, right? Because Gucci was one of the biggest gangsters, street artists. He was a mogul for the streets, gang. He was a mogul for the streets, gang. He is one of the first ones. I don't know if y'all watch it, if y'all understand this, how far Gucci came, but people was not talking about cocaine, crack, right? It was only a few that was doing it. It was Gucci, it was Yo Gotti, and it was Jeezy. And out of all three, Gucci was first, right? And everybody know Gucci was first. That's what Yo Gotti came. See, Yo Gotti was with a group back then in Memphis. He was with a group. He wasn't talking about no dope. He was talking about some other shit. Jeezy, it's like a toss-up between who was first between Jeezy and Gucci. But you got to understand this. Gucci was first because Jeezy finessed Gucci, right? You got to think about it. He finessed Gucci. He ended up getting the song, right, and putting it on his album, right? And Gucci ain't get shit from the song. And that's what they beef started over. And Gucci was mad about that. But Gucci was never known to do business. Listen, I'm going to say this. Everybody know Gucci's not known for doing business because Waka Flocka Mama was doing his business. And listen, she had a hell of a time doing business with Gucci. She said Gucci was stupid. Right? So y'all know what's really going on with Gucci. Gucci don't understand business, right? So Gucci got a lot of people running the business. That's why the A&R's running the business. I'm not saying that Gucci not trying to do business, but Gucci can't do business. Gucci dumb. That's why Gucci can't do business. Gucci is a retarded person. Listen, I'm gonna say this, man. Everybody love Gucci, right? Everybody gotta love Gucci before the snitch. He's a trap god. But what trap smart? I'll wait. What trap really pay attention, right? But I'm gonna say this. I can't say just because 30 came home that he's not going to jail. Y'all gotta remember, this is in Texas, right? Texas don't play. Now listen, I'm gonna say this. They'd rather be charged by the federal than Texas state. Because Texas state, they never get out. They still be going through what they're going through. This will never happen. Hang them down. Talking about Texas. Cowboy hats and horses. They're not playing with you in Texas, right? But the feds picked it up. That's a good thing. It's a good thing because even though you get longer time in the feds, right, it's different, right? Because he can snitch. I'm just playing. I don't think 30 gonna snitch, gang. A lot of people insinuating that 30 getting out because he's snitching. A lot of times we've seen this in cases where when you get out after you was denied bond, the only reason you get out is you'll agree to be government witness, right? Is this happening? I don't know. It could be happening, right? Because you got to think about it. 30, this is his first time ever being in jail. He never been in trouble before, right? He never been in no situation to where you could say, okay, cool. He been in jail. He been in any trouble. This is his first time feeling pressure and pressure bust pipes, right? Pressure bust a whole lot of pipes. I don't know. So y'all got to look at it. I don't know what's going to happen with this thing. I don't know what's really going on, but I know what's really going on is a lot going on, right? Especially with Gucci, right? With Gucci, with Pusheisty, I don't know. But when it comes to Durk, Durk hurt, right? It ain't no way that I believe Durk can come back from this, right? Welcome to Rap That Shit, where we expose the industry and its tricks. It's all a trick. They give y'all fake money and fake fame. I'm gonna tell you what y'all do. Y'all not really famous, and I can prove nobody's really famous. And I say this all the time. If you're watching this, next time you get in the Uber, take an Uber in a white neighborhood and ask that Uber, do they know your favorite rapper? They gonna say no. Then take an Uber in the hood and ask them, do they know your favorite rapper? They gonna say yeah. Rap is promoted to the people that listen to it. It's not promoted to the other people in the world, right? It's a small percentage, right, of that frequency. And it's made purposely to destroy the hood, right? And it's doing very well at it, right? That's why a lot of rappers go to jail for music, right? So if you're watching this, make sure you don't do that, and welcome to Rap That Shit. Listen, I'm trying to get artists to come on the platform, gang. I got the other room set up, the studio set up. We ready to really start doing this, right? The only thing I need is for people to comment, rap that shit, right? If you comment, rap that shit, and your email, I didn't get your email last time. That was the problem. Comment, rap that shit with your email. We be contacting you to get you out here, right? And this is what we gonna do is a full package. So listen to this package and don't act like it's not a great package. It's a great deal because when you buy video and you record a song and you do promo and you do everything it takes to do with a song and try to go on all these major platforms, it's gonna take you at least $5,000, right? So we have a exclusive deal at the Content House for $9.99 where you come to the Content House, right? You record the record, right? We do the video, right? We give you the interview. You get on Rap That Shit, right? You do everything you was trying to do under a small budget of $9.99, right? And we only taking 3 people per month, so it's gonna be packed. So I just came up with that. We got 3 people per month. It ain't about money. Y'all see it's only $3,000. But the thing is, we want to make sure we leave our mark in the trenches, right? So it's very cheap, very affordable, but it's great quality of work. So make sure y'all get that and make sure y'all stay tuned for Rap That Shit, because I'll be back with more.